Hey Mill City, we're excited to debut a new video series that we're going to be offering on a regular basis to you that we hope is going to be a great encouragement to you in your walk with God. If you're anything like me, I know that there are so many times where you have real questions as you are going through life and you're just wondering how in the world does an archaic book like the Bible, something that was written thousands of years ago, what relevance does that have to me today, 2,000, 4,000 years after the fact? And so that's why we're debuting this new series. This new series, we live in a city of bridges, right? In the city of Lowell. We know what it's like to cross multiple bridges every single day as we're going about our daily routine. And so I want to offer to you a new bridge that I want you to cross on a regular basis with us. And we're calling this series the Truth Bridge series. And what we're going to attempt to do in this series is to take the truth of the scriptures, the truth of the Bible, and bridge it into the hearts of average, ordinary people just like you and me today. And in this first episode, what we want to explore is asking the question, what is God doing in COVID-19? What in the world is He doing? Because we're looking around us and we're seeing people who are sick. We're experiencing death of loved ones. Some of us in our families, we've experienced that because of this virus. Some of us have lost our jobs as a result of the economic downfall that we are experiencing as a result of just being sheltered in place. Others of us are probably just pulling our hair out from just being sheltered in place. We're wondering, when is life going to get back to normal? What is God doing in the midst of shaking these foundations of our security and our comfort? And for the answer to today's question, I'm going to go to the Old Testament book of Habakkuk. Now, Habakkuk is called a minor prophet in the Bible, and it's not a minor prophet because it's of any less significance, but there are major prophets and minor prophets in the Old Testament. The major prophets are books of the Bible that have 50, 60 chapters in them. The minor prophets are very much shorter in length. Habakkuk only has 3. But the book of Habakkuk starts out with the prophet Habakkuk writing this: O Lord, how long shall I cry for help, and you will not hear? Or cry to you violence, and you will not save? Why do you make me see iniquity, and why do you idly look at wrong? Destruction and violence are before me, strife and contention arise. So the law is paralyzed and justice never goes forth, for the wicked surround the righteous, so justice goes forth perverted. You see, God's people in the Old Testament, they were literally being oppressed by foreign enemies. And God's prophet Habakkuk is looking at these enemies and seemingly they're prospering. And seemingly they're getting away with it while God's people were suffering. And Habakkuk is looking to God saying, how long, Lord? How long will we be in this unknown? How long will we be wrestling with when normality will come back? How long will we have to go through these times that we are finding so disquieting and so discomforting in our hearts? And then what follows over the next couple of chapters is a little bit of a back and forth. And Habakkuk then recounts in chapter 3 a lot of God's characteristics and remembering a lot of His works in times past among God's people. And what I love here is at the very end of the book, you get to verse 17, and this is what Habakkuk writes: Though the fig tree should not blossom, nor fruit be on the vines, the produce of the olive fail, and the fields yield no food, the flock be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will take joy in the God of my salvation. God, the Lord, is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's. He makes me tread on my high places. I love this. And not only do I love this, I need this. And I bet if you're honest with yourself, you would say you need this too. It's a bigger perspective. I want you to know that I don't know the ultimate reason that COVID-19 is happening. I don't know when God is going to put a halt to it. I don't know how much more the economic fault, what that's going to look like, or how much higher the death toll is going to be. I don't know if you're going to contact the virus or if I'm going to contact it. But here's what I do know. I do know that what God does, and He did it all throughout the Old Testament, He does it through the New Testament scriptures, and He's done it throughout history, is that what God does is He brings us and our circumstances to the end of ourselves. And He shakes the foundations of He shakes the core of our foundations in these little tumultuous earthquakes in our lives. And He brings us circumstantially to the place where we recognize that at the end of the day, the greatest treasure of my heart, the greatest need of my soul, is ultimately nothing found here on planet Earth. It's ultimately God Himself. It's what Habakkuk said, that though I lose everything, though I lose my economics, though I lose my health, though I lose everything, yet I will rejoice in the Lord, because God the Lord is my strength. And I wonder if God is doing that in your life right now. If you're searching for what all the hidden meaning is in COVID-19 and you miss that point, you could miss everything. If you're wondering what this is all about, if you're even experiencing the earthquake of your soul or the earthquakes in your life right now because of the uncertainty of this time, what I want to do is encourage you to do what Habakkuk did. It's okay to cry out to God. It's okay to ask Him, what are you doing right now? It's okay to even show a little bit of exasperation and, Father, I'm struggling here. But then come to that resolution point that perhaps God has brought you to this moment where you would look upward and find that God is the strength of your heart and that He is the greatest treasure of your life. Thanks for tuning in.